Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back once again to Gran Turismo 7. In today's video I'm going to be giving you my personal review of the Subaru Impreza WRX STI from 2004. And whilst this is the sedan version and not the wagon I am craving currently, it is still an absolutely fantastic car. And it is one of those cars that is a bit of a tuning great in terms of the GT7 roster. So we're going to get straight into it, and the first thing we're going to look at is the price of this thing. Now there's actually a bit of a weird thing about this one. It's actually available as a brand new car as well as a used car. Now post launch I cannot remember any other vehicles that actually do this, although there probably is some. We're going to look at the brand new price today, and that's going to be 50,000 credits. The used one that was in up until this point was actually 42,000, so there's not much of a price difference. You may as well buy it brand new for the sake of 8,000 credits. It's really nothing. Overall standard performance, really, it's just sitting under 500 pp, which does seem a little low. And now we're going to take it to the Nordschleife to give it our full brand central review. So essentially, if we get a car out of brand central or the used car dealer, we don't tune it, we keep it absolutely standard and untouched, and we take it around for a lap of the Nordschleife. Now this is actually the used version. My brand central version is actually built up to a very specific 700 pp, but you will still get the same performance. Obviously good oil and all that lot will not affect actually how the overall performance is. So this is straight out of the box, no tune on this thing. Now let's talk about the Subaru Impreza itself, specifically this 04 model. So kind of this generation of Subaru, you have the bug eye, the blob eye, which is this one, and then the Hawkeye. Now they're all essentially the same generation, just kind of facelifted and changed up really. And in terms of the blob eye Subaru, it's perhaps one of the most, if not the most iconic Impreza model I think to ever really exist. For me personally, it's got to be the original generation of Impreza. Obviously the one driven by Colin McRae back in the late 90s, to me is the one that I remember the most. But I know kind of for sometimes people around my age and, you know, maybe a little bit younger, the blob eye is certainly one that they remember. It had a massive cult following, especially in kind of the modified car scene, not only in the early 2000s but even up until this day. You see a lot of blob eye Subaru Imprezas and there's a lot of fans out there for them, but that's really the kind of personal experience I can give of them in the UK. It's probably the same absolutely everywhere. This is a very kind of iconic car internationally, again mainly due to its success in the WRC and obviously a bunch of off-roading events, as well as the likes of Gran Turismo making it popular as well. There's no really kind of understating that. A lot of these Japanese cars are very, very popular because of games like Gran Turismo and kind of the influence from Japan that it had on the rest of the world. So sadly this time I cannot give you any personal experience in driving one of these things. However, I have been in a couple of them, and Gran Turismo 7's modelling does a perfect job of kind of replicating what it's like to be inside of one of these things, especially in VR. It's a very nice place to be, in all honesty. It's a lovely interior, it stands the test of time, but that's not really what we're here for. We're here mainly for, you know, the likes of the looks, the performance and such. So let's talk about the looks first. Okay, the blob eye. In my opinion, yes, it is absolutely stunning, but it's not the best looking of this generation. For me, it has to go to the Hawkeye. It kind of took what the blob eye was and made it even more aggressive looking, where the blob eye kind of took the very, in my opinion, ugly bug eye and made it better. So it is still a very good looking car. This generation of Subaru Impreza is still going to be iconic and instantly recognizable. Now let's talk about engine note next. It sounds absolutely fantastic. Have a quick listen to this. If that made you go deaf, then good. The Boxer engine sound is fully on offer here. for Gran Turismo 7. In my opinion, it sounds fantastic. It's one of the most iconic engine sounds ever created. It's instantly recognizable. That real gurgle from the Subaru Impreza lineup is absolutely amazing, and well, it sounds pretty spot on in terms of GT7 sound design as well. They really haven't missed the mark with this one. So let's talk about performance next. It's four-wheel drive. Obviously, it is a road-going version of the rally car, and it's absolutely fantastic. It really is a great handling machine. Through the corners, you can get absolutely all of the power down. On exit, again, you're just going to be absolutely launching that four-wheel drive system, always helping you. The brakes are actually great for the power that this thing's putting out. It's not really to the point where they feel absolutely ridiculous, and they're absolutely amazing, but for the performance that this thing kicks out, the brakes do a very, very good job. So handling, braking performance, all fantastic. Drivability really, really up there from standard, even with the usual sports hard compounds that this thing comes on as the standard thing for Gran Turismo 7. And in terms of its top speed, well, it's no slouch either. It'll hit way into the 150 plus mark from standard. It's just absolutely a great all-around car, even if you're going to use this thing in its bog standard stock form. So fantastic machine, really enjoyed this lap with it. However, well, we're not going to leave it there. Clearly, we're going to do the tuning goodness to this thing, throw absolutely every upgrade possible on it, and have a whale of a time. But before we do that, we're going to check out how this thing ranks on our lap time leaderboard. It comes 20th out of 20, so it does make the top 20 list, only just, as you can see, about 10 seconds off of the GTR Nismo R32 from 1990, which came with update 1.34. This is obviously an update 1.35 car with a time of 8 minute 5 dead, which is very, very surprising, and a fairly decent time overall, around what I expected. Not really exceeding expectations, but definitely not under them either. And in terms of its category, it actually comes top. So this sits in the 500 pp category at 491.59 pp on the sports hard tyres, and as you can see, it's around about 4.2 almost seconds faster than the Porsche Carrera GTS 904 from 1964. So overall, a very good time. So obviously, like I said, we're not done there. We are going to go for the fully upgraded version. Racing softs, wide body, roll cages, all that good stuff. Aero slapped on to make this thing a full-blown race car. Now, the good thing about this car is it's good on the dirt and it's good on a track. So it's a bit of a do-it-all kind of car. Now, in all honesty, I cannot get a specific tune for this, mainly because I cannot edit it once I put the parts on. But just know this, if you go into the more deep diving of tuning, then yes, it is very, very good. I'll have my 700 pp model or version up later on in the week. Now we're going to hit up the high speed ring for this car. Obviously, this is our testing ground for all of our modified cars, and we recently had a brand new record with the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Obviously, another update 1.34 car, 35 car, should I say. But how will the Subaru Impreza do? Now I'm expecting this to be very, very quick. It has a ton of grip through the high speed corners. This thing was actually stuck to the track and no needing to lift, no needing to brake. And again, with the upgraded brakes, this thing works its way down the gears absolutely no problem before absolutely launching you out of a corner with that four-wheel drive system. It felt incredibly stable, incredibly balanced, and incredibly quick. This is a fantastic car when fully upgraded, actually only sitting at just over 700 pp, so there's a lot of performance to be had considering how low the stock performance is. And for me, when it comes to tuning cars, that's always better than actually having to downgrade cars. So you really can get some fantastic builds done with this thing around the 600 700 pp mark, instead of having to sort of downgrade much quicker cars that realistically shouldn't be entering it. So yes, this is a fantastic machine. I really, really enjoyed this faster lap with it, and it really, really did impress me. So there we go, that is a high speed ring lap done with our fully modified Subaru Impreza. Now let's go ahead and see where this thing ranks on our lap time leaderboard, and let's see if it's really any good or as good as expected to be when it is fully kitted out. So as you can see, it's coming in 5th place out of 7, so it's just behind the likes of the GAC Maverick. Again, that thing's a straight line monster and near unbeatable, and it's around about 2 seconds slower than the GTR Nismo R32 1990. Again, coming in around about 30 pp less, so that's to be as, you know, kind of expected really. But overall, this was a fantastic car considering I cannot fine tune those tuning sheets. So that's it. That is the Subaru Impreza WRX STI, the sedan model from 2004. Perhaps one of the most iconic JDM machines ever made. Obviously made very, very famous through its rallying heritage. And whilst it's probably not as famous in terms of its rallying potential as the original generation of Impreza, it's great to see this kind of generation of Impreza make its way into GT7. For me, this should have been here at launch, but it is finally here and it's definitely as good as expected. Really enjoyed this car. I certainly would recommend picking it up, especially for that insane boxer gurgle that this car gives out. So that's going to be it from me today. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on so you don't miss an upload from me. I upload GT7 and motorsport related content each and every day for your viewing pleasure. I'll have my Buy Me a Coffee, my Patreon, if you want to join the channel and really help out, or you can join as a member through YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. If you do want to check out the Discord and the Twitter, they will also be down in the description below. Come along, say hi, and just let me know which video you came from. I'll see you later on, guys. Have a fantastic day. Peace.